So, good evening everyone. My name is Jadil Pigayampat, and today I will teach you how I made this salary information using Visual Basic form. So before we start, to make this video shorter, I already made the design and also I already made the code. So I'll just teach you how I use the code and explain it to you so that this video won't get longer. So first things first, I added 13 text boxes with 15 labels, 5 buttons, and 1 data grid view. And also I already changed its name or ID so that will not be confused later on our code. So now let's go to our code. So first is our input. So I used system.reflection.emit. So why did I use this? Because this import, how do I call it, it provides us with the types of, or it provides us to generate the dynamic assemblies or modules and types. So next is in our form, the private next salary as integer is equal to 1. So in this code, in this variable, we will be using this to keep track of the next salary ID. So next is our private sub for our form load. So this methods will define the columns for our data grid view. So as follows. So column 1 is salary ID, column 2 is our employee ID, column 3 employee ID, until our column 13, which is the total salary, this one. So next is for our insert button. So in our insert button, this one we'll call the method to perform calculations and insert data into our data grid view. So next salary ID plus equals to 1 will increment the next available ID, and lastly is to recalculate our total salary. Next is for our insert data, this one. So this line will how do you say it? This line will insert the data into our data grid view. So it will perform calculations based on our input fields, and I also converted the text from the text boxes to double. Next one is to perform calculations for our total salary. So our total salary is equal to basic salary plus our bonus plus other salary plus education allowance, house rent, and medical allowance. So this one these are the names of our text boxes. So basic salary for our basic salary, for our bonus, for our other salary, for our educational allowance, our house rent, and medical allowance. So next we will input this one. We will input them to our data grid view. So next salary ID, the toString will use the next available ID. Next one is our calculate total salary. So in this method, we'll calculate the we'll calculate the total salary based on the input fields. So again, in this code, we will perform calculations based on our input fields. So again, this will convert from our input from our text boxes to double, and also perform the calculations for our total salary. And this line will update our total salary on the text box. So for our update button, if data grid view that selected rows that count is equal to 0, if we did not select a row in our data grid view, this message will show up, or message box that show please select a row to update, so that we can update a row in our data grid view. So next, if our if we have a selected row, in this code, the selected row as data grid view row will get the selected row and then update it. So selected row that cell, here are our rows. So column 1 value is equal to this salary ID, employee ID, employee name, payment option, this one, account number, bank, basic salary, bonus, other salary, educational allowance, house rent, and medical allowance. So it will update the selected row with the values from the text boxes. So next is our clear selection. So here in our clear selection, obviously it is going to clear the selection or the text boxes. Here, as you can see, next is our delete button. So if our data grid view, if we select a row from our data grid view, this will not show up. So if our data grid view that selected rows that count is equal to 0, then, or if we did not select a row on our data grid view, this message box that show please select a row to delete. So message box button, OK, and message box icon information. So if we have a selected row, so it will return. So data grid view that rows that remove will remove the selected row of data. So next, for our search button, so we will if we will have so many tables or rows, so dim search ID as string is equal to input box, enter the salary ID to search. So let's go back here. So from our private salary.id, I used as integer 1, so that our salary ID, if we input 1, the next table would be a new salary, for example 1, so it will increment by 1, so that our salary ID would not be the same, so that we can easily search for a row if we have so many data. So where are we? So dim search ID as string is equal to input box, enter salary ID to search, and if salary ID is so if salary ID is there, then if blank, then it will return. So next is we initialize found as our boolean is equal to false for each row as data grid view row in data grid view 1. If our row that cell column 1 value is nothing, and also row column 1 that value is that to string is equal to our ID, so then data grid view dot selection row is selected is equal to true, so this one would be true. So data grid view that first displayed scrolling row index is equal to row that index found, so it will be found, and if so next, if not found, if we doesn't have that salary ID, message box that shows salary ID was not found, and it will would end. So next is for our fifth button, for our clear button. So it's obviously just clear, so that the text boxes would be cleared, so that we can input another column and rows. So lastly, it's our data grid view that here. If we this is for our update button, so if we click the row, then the row the values of that row would be shown in our data grid view. So I'll show you that later. So, and that's the end of our code. So let's try running our program. So hopefully we are correct. Excuse me. So please wait a minute, because so as you can see, we can input our salary ID. Let's just input 1. So our employee ID would be 12, 1, 2, 3, and employee name, let's say Del. Payment option would be cash. Account number, let's make it random, and also the bank, let's say PNB. So for our basic salary, it will, let's say we have minimum wage. So let's say 600. Let's keep our bonus 0 for now, and our other salary, it would be 400. Our educational allowance would be 1,000. Our house rent would be 200. Medical allowance is 1,000, and let's see if we can see our total salary. So 600 plus 400 is equal to 1,000, plus 1,000 is equal to 2,000, plus 200 is equal to 2,200, and plus 1,000, it would be 3,200. So let's insert this data. So as you can see, our total salary is 3,200, and let's say we want to update this so that we can have our bonus. So let's say our bonus would be 800. So it should be 4,000 by now. So let's click update. So here row updated successfully. So let's see. As you can see here, our bonus is 800, and our total salary is 4,000. I'm sorry. So let's start once again. So salary ID is 1, employee ID, let's make it random, also this one, basic salary, let's say 100, 100, let's put 100 on everything. 100. So let's insert this and update it. Now let's put our bonus to 1,000. So it should be 1,500. So update, row was updated successfully. So as you can see, our total salary is 1,500. So let's clear this and make another row, column. So now we don't need to input our salary ID because it will automatically be number 2 because our salary ID is already 1. So our previous salary ID is 1, so it's 1 incremented by 1, so it will be 2. So here, let's make it random. So our basic salary, let's say we have 1 peso. 1, 1, and let's insert this. So as you can see, we did not put something in our salary ID, but it automatically goes to 2. So 1 is incremented. Next, let's click this and update our bonus. Now let's update it. So rows updated successfully. So if we want to, for example, let's change this to 3 and insert it to 4, insert it, and lastly 5 and insert this. Don't so if we want to search for an ID, column, we only need to put the salary ID because this is our super key. So we can use it to search what we want to see, that column. If you want to see that column, you can use the salary ID. So let's click OK. So as you can see, we search for 5. So let's search. Let's say we want to see the column 2. So there. Excuse me. So if we also want to delete a data or a table, we'll just click the table and press delete. So as you can see, rows deleted successfully. Again, delete. So this is how to make the salary information using Visual Basic form. So I hope you learned something, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.